Hey everybody, what is up? It is your boy Dixie Outlaw back again for another video. Now, today's video we're going to discuss cordless tools versus corded tools. Kind of the pros and cons of each. And I'm also going to kind of give my opinion about some of the tools that I think are not really better cordless, but some of the cordless tools I think are better than other ones. Because there are certain tools that I know for a fact are better corded than cordless. Also in this video, because I'm going to kind of take and talk about the advantages, disadvantages, and stuff, and since I got this in this video to talk about, I'm going to also take and throw in here my personal opinion about the pros and cons of air tools, because honestly I feel there is pros and cons there. In some ways, there's, I guess you count as more cons than pros. My personal opinion, again, this opinion does not reflect a whole majority of people, or this is not me saying this is what it is, or that this is factual stuff that I have evidence on, or whatever. This is just my personal opinion from me using tools. Because I have owned a good bit of tools in my short life on this earth. And honestly, I have built up an opinion on a lot of tools. Oh, and also in today's video, I'm going to give my opinion about batteries like this, and where you actually have to plug into the battery, and batteries of where it's like my impact, of where it plugs into the charger. Because honestly, I do have opinions about that as well. Now, let's start with the most obvious. And we'll take and start with routers, in my opinion. This I kind of feel is a coin toss of, I don't see where one is better than the other. That's like what I'm trying to take and say of, again, like I took and said originally in the beginning of this video, I'm going to kind of discuss what tools I like. And I normally, these are tools that I normally like. The cordless version are a whole lot better than the corded version. And honestly, the rotary tool is the only thing I have right here on hand. Yeah, the only thing I can think of I have on hand that I can honestly throw into this category. Now, I love this tool, the cordless version. In some ways, I like better than the corded version. One, it's lighter. And that's just simply, I think that has to do with the motors that's put in these, or something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but it is lighter. By enough to really honestly make a difference. Second thing I do like about cordless tools more than corded tools, and this is just a general all overall statement, is more maneuverability. You can get these into way more places than what you could do if you had to drag an extension cord with you, and then your cord on your tool. Now you kind of get twisted into these places. What really sucks is, like, taking stuff I was using a corded rotary tool. If I'm trying to move it around a lot and stuff, it can easily get tangled either around my wrist, and I have had this happen before with corded tools before, or it can get tangled around something else, and then, well, it's just no bueno. It's not fun. Now, certain tools right off the top of my head that I do not like the cordless version as much as I like the corded version, though, is soldering guns. Well, soldering irons to be more specific, because technically, apparently there's some difference or something. I don't even care. But soldering irons, I have a cordless soldering iron, runs on 4 AAA. Honestly, it might be a little bit better of a tool if they probably put a battery in it like this one has in it, or even one like this. But I'm not saying neither here nor there. It does work. Not the greatest, but it does work, and it will get the job done if need be. However, the corded version, higher watts, quicker heat up, better job. Same thing with a lot of drills. I have found that the corded drills are a whole lot better, especially if you want to go through thick steel. But honestly, if I'm at that point where I'm trying to drill something that, especially if it's something I can actually move over to a specific place, I prefer a drill press over a drill any day. It gets way more precision. Now, if I'm underneath the car or something, I don't have a choice. Yeah, I like the cordless drill a whole lot better just because I can get it up underneath there easily with no issues. Or if I need more oomph, I will grab the corded one. Now, throw into the impacts into this category of air versus cordless. Now, I don't know if there's a corded impact out there. There probably is. Lord only knows. I know I don't know because I went from air to now this is what I'm buying these days. And I actually went from regular ratchets to air. The air ones, in my opinion, the main reason why I don't like them as much, and people don't understand me on this, but it is the truth, is they're too aggressive. You want a chance of destroying a bolt or nut, but you want to get it off fast? Air is definitely the way to go. You will destroy something. Also, if you don't gotta get enough air compressor, you gotta wait for it to air back up. And even if you do gotta get air compressor, you don't want to constantly be just going zing, 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 zing. You want to give it a second to actually fill up the tank so you don't destroy your air compressor. Unless you got like a secondary tank or something, and then that's a little bit of a different can of worms in itself. But I'm not even getting into all that. Second thing is air hoses, in my opinion, are a little more delicate than actual cords, because I've had a nail go completely through an extension cord before and it still worked. I mean, it would shock you every now and again, and I had to leave the nail in it because when I tried taking the nail out, the one day it didn't work, and then when I put the nail back in, it started working again, so I just wrapped it in electrical tape and called it a day. Which is not the proper way to handle that. Air hoses, however, though, I've accidentally rubbed those things across sharp metal by accident, like when I'm underneath the car, and it ruptures the hose, and now I gotta go buy a new air hose. And air hoses are, in my opinion, more expensive than, well, they actually are more expensive than buying a new cord or getting a new cord for your tool, because sometimes you can actually just lop the cord off of a surge protector or something like that, so on and so forth. I've done it a million times. And it'll make your tool just as good, and it will still work just fine. Or you can even just take and get some wire that you might have laying around your shop and make you a new wire out of that. That's kind of my whole take on that. Now, overall, on a consensus, do I like cordless tools or corded tools? In an overall census, because of all the different things you can get with cordless, I kind of am more of a cordless man than a corded man, just because it's a whole lot simpler, quicker, and easier. Only thing you gotta do is make sure you charge batteries. That's the only thing that also kind of sucks about cordless tools. But the way off on it, in my opinion, is worth it. Now, if you use a corded tool, you do have the constant supply of power as long as you have electricity to run off of. Now, real quick to end this video off with, my opinion about batteries like this. I actually do not really like the batteries that you plug the charger into like this. One, when you're sitting it down on your workbench or something like this, you got a cord that's sticking out here like this. Now, here's the issue with that. You drop something on that by accident, you got a good chance of damaging your cord or busting off the end inside of your battery, which I have done before, which is where my hatred really started. So I don't really like those type of batteries. Now, with a battery like this, where your battery actually goes inside the charger, it's going to sit inside the charger like this. Something lands on top of that, you're going to break the battery of the charger before you actually damage the cord. And the nice thing about that is you can still pull your battery out, and your battery, as long as you didn't damage it, your battery's still good, you're fine. Second thing I like about these a little bit better And I would not suggest this. This is not me telling you, hey, go do this. But a lot of the batteries are actually like this, especially 20, I think it's called volts. Yeah, 20 volts is, I've actually stuck wires into here before on the positive and the negative, and actually I've used it for other things around the shop, like charging my phone, so on and so forth. I don't suggest doing that. The one thing I've noticed with too many batteries like this, that you plug your battery, that you plug the charger into the battery, is yes, they do have the prongs here, but they're more annoying half the time to fit in there. And half the time you can sometimes confuse the battery and to not know what the hell it wants to do. Don't know if they fixed it, but I noticed how it was back when I had a couple tools like that. Second thing is, when you have a charger that you have to stick into the battery, normally they're thinner. And on top of that, not only are they normally thinner, but in my opinion, they kind of become a little more annoying because this is the block on the end of most chargers that you have to plug into the battery. That's not a small block at all. Even some other ones, like I have a charger here that goes into the end of my rotary tool. That's still a pretty good sized block right there. This hanging out the wall, just, I don't like it. You don't really have no room to do nothing. And if you plug this onto a surge protector, it's normally, especially if you're using a home surge protector or something, it overlaps the next plug and you're just SOL. And you actually have the ones that you plug the battery into, normally it comes with a normal plug like you would find on most things. Also, here's another thought real quick. I forgot about this until I just thought about it. The nice thing about cordless tools, easier to store. Here's why. I can put a whole bunch of these tools next to each other because they're cordless. If I have a tool like this rotary tool, however, it's got a cord on it. So not only do I have to account for the storage of the tool, but I have to figure out how am I going to fit this wire in there with the tool and still have room for other tools that I have in there. I know that's a small gripe, and some people might be like, oh, well, that's stupid. Why are you worried about that? I don't give a dang what people say about that. That is my opinion. I am allowed to have my own personal opinion on it. Also, the cordless tools sometimes are not as powerful as the corded counterparts. I don't remember if I said that already in this video. I probably did, so I probably just repeated myself. I apologize. But hopefully this kind of helps you decide what you want more. I honestly still, like I said, lean towards the cordless. They cost more normally, yes. But at the time it's such a minor difference. Like the cordless rotary tool only cost me like $5 more than the corded version. It's not that much of a difference. So, hope you all did enjoy this video. If you did, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you can notify all my future uploads. And this has been Dixie Outlaw, and I'm signing off, y'all.